Hello, this is Matthew Robert Payne. I'm the joyful, happy person who's going to bring this to you. We're interviewing people who are in heaven, not necessarily Christians, but people that are selected by the Holy Spirit that are dwelling in heaven now. And we like to ask them questions, get their
Mm,
perspective, and I hope that you enjoy this. This is
thank you.
uh, the
Li-
Liberation Mountain number 12, part number 12,
Yeah, I thought you wanted to say liberation, Matthew.
Liberation Mountain.
Yeah, welcome, Papa. Welcome, Jesus. Welcome, Holy Spirit. And welcome the inhabitant of heaven. We welcome you, Joan, Bethany, and Diana. And of course, we welcome the inhabitants of the earth and those that will be watching this later. So, the person that we'll be speaking to today, whom I need to welcome specially, is Bob Marley.
Ah,
Yes, You know, I had the mind of speaking to Bob Marley, but I didn't know when that time was going to be. Then yesterday, it came to my YouTube feed, a documentary that was made for Bob Marley, and it's all my feed was just bombarded with Bob Marley, Bob Marley. I'm like, okay, maybe it's time. Maybe it's time we need to speak to him. So I listened a little bit to how he lived his life yesterday. So Matthew, can we welcome Bob Marley, please?
oh yeah. Hello, Bob Marley. Have you got an introduction sheet?
Oh yes, sorry, I forgot. Yes, I've got an introduction sheet. So, Bob Marley was born 1945 and passed on 1981, was a Jamaican singer, songwriter, and global icon who made reggae music known all over the world. But more than that, he was a voice for freedom, justice, unity, spiritual awareness. What made him special? Bob Marley didn't just make music, he carried a message. His songs spoke about oppression and inequality, peace and unity, love and resistance. And some of his most famous songs include One Love, Redemption Song, No Woman, No Cry. His music wasn't just heard, it was felt. Coming from Jamaica, Marley experienced and witnessed poverty, political tension, social injustice. Instead of staying silent, he used music as a tool to awaken people and give hope. Bob Marley followed Rastafarianism, a spiritual movement, I've only just heard that for the first time, that emphasizes a connection with God, often called Jah, value simplicity, natural living, and spiritual awareness. Sees music as a way to connect with the divine. Despite his influence, he faced violence, including an assassination attempt. He battled cancer, which eventually took his life. Yet, even in suffering, his message remained hope, peace, and truth. For Mali, music was not just art, it was spiritual expression. So, can music carry through that awakens the soul? Okay, sorry, to finish one line, Bob Marley was a global music icon who used reggae as the powerful voice for justice, unity, and spiritual truth, bringing hope to millions through both his life and his sound. So, can we welcome Bob Marley now?
Yeah, welcome, Bob. How are you today? You answer for Bob.
Well, Matty, are you kidding me? That's not going to happen.
I'm happy to be here today. I recognize that you're tired, Matthew, and a couple of times during this introduction, you felt like intervening and saying, let's finish. But sometimes your best interviews are done when you're tired. I'm happy to be invited to this platform. I'm happy that I get a chance to speak to the people of heaven and the people of earth that are listening via telepathy. I'm happy to speak to the people of earth that are listening on YouTube, the 4 or 5. people who listen and comment on the YouTubes that are made. Uh, I'm happy to be alive and happy to be able to celebrate my position in heaven and to be busy.
Wow. Welcome, Bob. Even though your name is Robert and that was short into Bob, why not Rob? Why Bob?
A lot of Roberts
Call
short
themselves
to
Bob.
Bob, and you could call Matthew Bob Payne. Yeah, but
Oh, it's true, Matthew.
yeah,
Yeah,
but
it's
Matthew's father was called Bob Payne, and yeah, so he was a Robert.
it was a Robert. Yeah, I was working with a colleague a while ago. I think it's now a month ago, and he was Robert and being shortened as Bob. And I used to wonder why Bob. It should be Rob, isn't it? Where's the B coming from? Like
Robert means shining one.
I know Matthew is your name, isn't it? So you share the same name with Bob Marley because I'm sure you didn't know it was Robert, did you?
No,
Exactly. So that's your namesake we're speaking to. How do you feel about that?
I feel pretty good. I'm still pretty tired. Uh, so what's the start of the questions, Tolu?
Is that Bob or is it the other Bob that is carrying the voice? Which one?
It could be either.
I sense it was Matthew. So the world knows your voice, your message, your music. But who were you when the music stopped?
I'm a deeply personal, deeply introspective, deep thinker. I grew up understanding that there was uh, the people who have and the people who have not, and understand the clear distinction between races. And as I grew into a musician, I wanted to express that difference and speak about the injustice of things in the world. I felt things first, processed things first, talked to friends about things first, and then was able to put the concept and the discussion into music.
Wow. It's like you understood all these messages that I have been learning this past 2.5 years that the gospel should be about love. You wrote a lot of powerful messages into your music. And I was surprised to hear yesterday that you wrote a music at the age of 16, which says, Judge not. Like, where do those inspiration comes from? How, like, Judge not is like something I did throughout being a Christian without even knowing I was doing. And at the age of 16, you were writing a song about that, passing that message on that no one should judge the other person. So where was your inspiration coming from when it came to music?
From church, from the Bible, from my own observations of the world. And, judge not sounds, especially from Jesus
Yeah,
in the Sermon on the Mount.
yeah.
But we weaken ourselves by judgment, but all of it by judging, but all of us do it to some
Mm,
extent. Even
yeah.
even those of us who don't think we judge ourselves thinking we're pretty fantastic, you know. So yeah, so we all tend to judge, and it's a weakness of ours in the human race.
Yes, it is. Your faith in Rastafari. I've never heard of such a faith before, but apparently, a lot of people that are into reggae song are Rastafaris. And but something was so unique about your religion, which was the emphasis was on love. And Matthew, you'll be so surprised. They do not just preach about love, they like to smoke as well. They say it gives them a lot of relaxation.
Yeah,
So, Bob,
they used to smoke marijuana.
Yeah. And then they says giving them peace. And then you're still talking about love. You preaching. Like the combination is all messed up, don't you think?
No, I don't think it was messed up.
I
Uh,
was joking. Yeah.
I think it was conducive to people being peaceful and relaxed. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So are you in the cigar lounge now?
Yeah.
So that
You've got the light coming in at the moment,
oh
hiding
my
your
God.
face.
Oh my God. Oh, it just comes from nowhere. Yeah. Is it better now?
Yeah.
Okay.
How did you stop it?
Matthew, why do you need to know? You're so nosy, Matthew. Yeah. So, Bob, you like the combination of the cigar lounge and, of course, listening to this message or listening
Yeah,
to other
I don't
people.
smoke cigars in the cigar lounge.
You don't smoke cigar. Why?
I smoke something else.
What do you smoke?
I'll let you work that out. I'm not going to say something that
Ma-
will incriminate me. I plead the fifth.
I think I know. It's marijuana. It says in your Wikipedia that you fought for marijuana to be legal, to be something people can take. Wow. So I think you're smoking marijuana. Did I guess that right?
I'm not going to say plead the fifth.
I don't know if you can plead the fifth in heaven as well.
Maybe,
Wow.
maybe, maybe they're free. Maybe they're totally free in heaven.
Wow. Man. You know, that style of your hair, the dreadlocks in Rastafari is part of your religion to leave your hair and not comb it, allow everything to model together, and then you start growing it. Like, how do you feel carrying that all your life? I don't know whether you still carry the same unique identity in heaven, but what was it like?
Yeah, it was pretty good. It's hard to define what it's like to have dreadlocks. It's just a natural way of having your hair and
Mm,
not manicured and not looked after, not fussed over. And
no,
it's just a natural way of growing your hair out. Takes a lot of discipline. And
it does.
I loved my hair. And I still wear my hair like that in heaven.
Wow, man.
You've disappeared behind the light again.
Oh, well, let me close the window. Sorry.
It keeps on appearing.
Yeah, the sun here is so strong, Matthew. Yeah, so you
Yeah,
still
so
wear
I
your
keep on wearing my hair that way. And I love my hair. I love how I look. Do you know, does does the internet tell you whether my wife has died yet?
wife is I believe your wife is still alive. Yeah, but let's confirm that because your wife was in the documentary, and I know I've heard of your wife before. Yes, she's still alive. She's 79 years now. Very pretty woman, but so she's still alive. Did you ask me for a reason?
I just wanted to know. Matthew wanted to
Well,
know if she's in heaven.
no, no, she's not in heaven yet. She's still on earth. But there's something interesting about you, Bob Marley. You are having a lot of more effect now, even than you had effect while you were on her. your children, your grandchildren, they are into your music and they write similar style of songs and they bear the similar style of ear. How do you feel about that? That
Yeah,
they
I
still
feel
keep
good about that. I feel good that my nature and my ways of life and my music, my theology, and the ways that I think, the ways that I acted, the ways that I treated people has passed on to my progeny. That's a really good thing. I could see no error. I could see no wrong in the way I
no,
live.
no, there was no error. It was just under the name of Rastafari. But but it was so interesting when I was watching your documentary yesterday. One of the guys that spoke said, "Oh, then we used to call it liberation religion." That
Liberation.
was yeah, Matthew. I'm like, what? Did I hear that?
Liberation religion.
Yeah,
Yeah, well, it's been brought to heaven. Liberation Mountain.
yeah. I
Yeah,
could not
that's
believe it.
that's the exact religion we were talking about.
Yeah. So are you on Liberation Mountain now?
Yeah, I am.
Wow, I can't believe it. When I was listening to that yesterday, I'm like, is it right? Or is saying something because this liberation is the same mountain in heaven? Wow, it's interesting, isn't it? Uh,
Well, that's
for
the
you
right
to,
name to call it, isn't it? Liberation.
yeah,
You've all been
liberate,
liberated.
yeah. And what were you truly searching spiritually through Rastafari?
Searching for a sense of oneness with each other and with the world and with God.
Wow, wow. And were
Is
you
that
able
a
to make
clear enough answer for you?
it manageable?
Manageable. Yeah, Matthew's a bit tired. Yeah, John chapter 17. I'm one, you are one, we are one with one another. This,
Yeah.
this sense of oneness with God, Jesus, the Holy Spirit, with other people, and with life.
Wow.
Oneness.
And did you find what you were looking for in Rastafari?
Never found what I was looking for. Yeah, I did find it. Wherever there's peace and love
Mm,
flowing between humans and peace and love flowing between the humans and God, you've pretty much found it. If you've got peace and love flowing between you and God and no peace and love flowing out of you to other humans, you haven't got it. And if you got peace and love flowing between you and other humans and none going towards God, then you haven't found it. But if you get the combination of the three, then you're in a good place.
wow, 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 wow. Did you feel a personal connection with God beyond
Yeah,
religion or movement?
yeah, I did. And
Wow.
you should be able to tell that from my music that I had a
Oh,
good
yes, of
relationship
course.
with God.
Well, I don't want to assume.
Assume away, darling.
You passed on before I even came into the world. I was born 1982. You were gone 1981. And sometimes I wonder, why is it that the good ones are the ones that die really young? Have you thought of that?
Only the good die young. Do, 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 do. Only the good die young. Yeah,
Yes.
the Billy Joel sings the song and
Yeah.
then says in scripture, don't you know that I take my righteous home early? So
Hmm.
you know the scripture. You
Yeah.
don't know a lot of scriptures, Tolu. Uh,
No.
you're still loving and you're still operating as God's robot, uh, and you're not controlled by scripture. You're
No.
controlled by your love and your desire for God and your
Yeah,
intellect. And that's a good thing. I don't quote many scriptures myself.
I don't get it. I don't get the scripture. I know God put it there for a reason, but maybe because I spent a lot of years in religious settings that the Bible verses they were quoting did not reflect their life. So you think, what's the point? But we had to read it because we had to read. Did you have your own book in Rastafari as well? I assume so. You have something you read.
No,
No, it
just
was
had the
just a
Bible. Just had the Bible. I could be wrong. Matthew could be wrong about that. But I think the Bible is sufficient enough books. We didn't, you know, Matthew's unaware of the answer to that.
okay, okay, okay. Mm. Well, I guess you take a lot of your old. Okay, so you often read the Old Testament laws. Yeah, I've searched for that. So you are into the Old Testament more, the laws of God. So you respected God and you did call your God Jah, which Jah is one of God's name anyway. So it's quite interesting. Were you so sure that you were going to heaven?
Well, you have to just obey your conscience, don't you? Go with what the
Absolutely.
conscience said, because that's where the
Absolutely.
truth is placed in a person's heart. And so I want to tell you that uh, that's a good place to go. People in heaven, people on
Mm,
earth. It's a good place to have feelings in your heart and directions in your heart and ideas in your heart that come up. That's a good place to follow your heart and follow your conscience on things. If you're doing things that are disturbing your conscience, you should find a way to stop doing those things. And if you're doing things that appease your conscience and makes your conscience happy, they're the sort of things that you should continue. You should try and develop a heart that's aligned with truth and a heart that is happy and by appealing to your conscience, by doing things that your conscience says is good, that will place you in a safe place with where you're going to go. Things have changed in this platform recently when people were released from hell. Uh, it's come to the understanding that a lot of people's verses in the Bible don't really mean what they do, and
wow.
God is a loving God, and He's going to rescue most people, and so I just want to assure people on earth to you've come to ask God questions, and you've a couple of weeks into asking
Mm,
questions, and you're getting to know God. Just continue to follow your conscience and follow your heart, and everything will be okay.
wow.
Everything's gonna be all right.
Oh, we sang it together. It's like you are telling us about your song. Everything is gonna be okay. I love One Love. Oh, that's such
One
a very
love. Sing one love for us.
Matthew. No, I'm not singing it.
One love.
Yeah, wanna. I think.
Let's get
Let's get
together.
together and feel alright. That's such a nice song, isn't it? Now I'll be listening to a lot of your songs now, Bob Marley. Yeah, because they're just so beautiful. Growing up, I knew they used to sing that a lot in Nigeria, but it
One
was
love, one heart. Let's get together and it'll be all right.
yeah. Let's get together. It says one love, one heart. Let's get together and feel alright. Wow. It's a long. The song is quite long, Matthew. You know, when you're listening to it, I always focus more on the lyrics. I don't know.
Yeah.
Sorry, the what do you call the not the
Music,
lyrics? The
melody,
no, not the melody. The one that you repeat so many times.
chorus.
Chorus. Yeah, I always focus on that because that was really beautiful. So
Really
now,
beautiful.
yeah, it's really beautiful. You're such in an interesting mood. I don't know, maybe it's Bob Marley that is in that mood, or maybe you, well, wherever Bob Marley is taking is surely
One
giving.
love, one way. Let's get together and feel alright.
Oh my God. You know, you sang a song that I really like, No Woman, No Cry. What were you trying to sing there? What
Ah,
was the
Matthew
message?
doesn't know.
Oh, sorry, I've forgotten the verse who needs to know. No woman, no cry. No woman, no cry. That's so beautiful. The lyrics of your songs are so powerful.
What do you think I was singing through that song?
I think what I thought you were singing is women are very key to the society and women go through a lot of pain and they have to keep everything together for the society, for the family. I think you're just trying to express the pain that women goes through. And at the same time, I'm thinking when you say no woman, no cry, are you saying when a woman gives back to a child, then the child start? It's very difficult to know what the message. But that was what I thought the message might mean. But if we wanted to know what the message is, actually, I could try and find out
You can
because
you can use AI to try and find out if you like.
exactly. Let's see what the AI will say about it.
Matthew's going to make a coffee in this moment.
Okay. Mm. Okay.
What should I say?
Hmm. It says, can you hear me?
Yeah.
In Jamaican patois, I don't know what that means, Patois. No woman, no cry means, I think it's a Jamaican thing. It's comfort, it's reassurance, it's someone gently holding another's pain and saying, it's going to be okay. So the song is a memory. It reflects life in the tough neighborhood of Trench Town in Kingston. That's where Bob Marley grew up. Poverty, struggle, survivor. But instead of focusing on the hardship, he remembers shared meals, laughter, community, and togetherness. So the deeper meaning is not just don't cry. It's we've been through hard things, but look how we made it. Those moments mattered. You are not alone in this. So it carries a quiet strength, not denial of pain, but a refusal to let pain have the final word. So if you strip it down to one truth, it's this: even in struggle, there was love. And that love is what carried us through. And that's why the song still lingers because it doesn't shout, it sits beside you and reminds you you've survived more than you think. Wow.
You like that?
I do. I do. Like listening to your life yesterday, I saw that you went through a lot of pain, even though you missed race, which of course affected your identity as well, because you didn't belong to the black, you didn't belong to the white, you are in between.
Yeah, I belong to the black. I was a black guy. I was a
Yeah,
black
you
dude.
yeah, you were. If not because
Do you know if my mother was black or my father was black?
Your mom was black and your father was white, British. But to me, you don't look mixed race. You really, really look black. So I agree with you. You're black. Your
Yeah.
mom's skin was the dominant one. So, you know, some really, really looks like mixed race that you could clearly see that this is a mixed race, but you did not look like a mixed race. You look like a proper African person. So I agree you are black. So you sang about love and unity. What did love mean to you at that time?
Um, what is it?
Okay.
Love was a place of acceptance.
Mm,
People can say they love you, but words are just words.
mm,
Uh, People prove that they love you in their
yeah.
action. And so I had a lot of fans, a lot of people loved me, but I had a good community of people who really loved me and proved that they loved me. And love is not just a word; it's an action, and
Mm,
that's what we're meant to do. We're meant to take action and love people. If they've got needs, if they've got things that they need, they things that they need supplied, things that they need help with, we should be the person that supplies the needs and helps them with things, rather than just say with empty words, "We love you." There's a lot of empty words that Christians have to say, uh,
wow.
and other people, not just Christians, and we should be someone who loves in action rather than just speaking the words.
Wow. Man, you sang a lot about peace as well. And when I think about what you sang in peace, I'm thinking, were you singing towards something you long for, but don't, but didn't fully see? Did you imagine that there was going to be peace, just like John Lennon sang about imagine? Is this something you are imagining that this is what you want the society to be about: peace, love, unity?
I sang about a lot of ideals. I was optimistic about things changing,
Mm,
and I didn't see the change in my lifetime. But
wow.
was very idealistic. I used to sing about not so much what was happening, but sing about what is possible. And
Mm,
I uh, I think while ever there's money in the world, there won't be peace.
no,
Yeah,
no. And that's what you said there reminds me of something you said in the documentary where somebody asked you that, do you care about the wealth, like building a future? And you responded, I don't care about wealth.
yeah.
My motives were not because of wealth, it was singing.
Jesus identified you can't serve two masters. You can either serve one and hate the other one, or hate the first one and love the other. You can't serve God and mammon, or God and wealth. And Jesus identified that the enemy is money. So
Wow.
whenever there's money in the world that can be taken and someone can possess more than another, there's always going to be like fighting, and there's always going to be a struggle. And
Wow.
that's why John Lennon's Imagine has no money in that
Mm,
world, because there's no fight for dominance in money.
wow. 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 You went through a lot of pain, suffering from what I watched yesterday about your life, but how deeply did that pain live inside you personally? Because when you're singing, you're sweating, like shaking your head left, right. It's like you are in gym, physical torture while you're singing. I don't know. Are you trying to express the pain, the suffering?
Deeply personal with my life. I expressed my emotions through my songs, and so I was able to express myself when I was singing, and it was a
Mm.
deeply emotional time. I was deeply engaged. They weren't just songs; they were anthems. They were my heart out there. And I only got more personal than that, than when I was in a small group of people talking and
Mm.
asking and answering questions. That's why I like the cigar lounge because it allows you to ask questions and have deep and personal
Yeah.
conversations. The cigar lounge doesn't just have people speaking and 1,000 people listening. It has small groups where you may be a group of 5 to 6 or 12 people and talking. So it has different modes of operation. I like it in both areas where there's 5 or 6 people talking deeply together, and I like it when it's got the open forum where everyone's asking questions in 1,000 people. So yeah, so I used to express myself in song, but express myself more deeply in person in groups of people.
Wow. Do you empathize more with singers, with musicians rather?
Yeah, I do. There's a constant battle of getting your whole heart out on paper. There's a
Mm.
constant, how do I say that in a song? How do I express that in a song? You know, a song, there'd be a good song like Life Isn't Effing Fair. This world is effed up. Everyone is after their own uh, uh, desires. No one really cares. Uh, I had so much emotion in me that it was harder to put it into lyrics and put it into songs. There's so much more I had to say. There was so much
Wow.
more in me, and I was like a burning ember. And
Wow.
and writing songs is so restrictive and
Mm.
can be so hard to express what you really mean. And so I can relate to musicians uh, sharing their heart on paper, but sometimes all the time there's a real pressure on making a hit and making popular songs. And
Mm.
I guess if there were two markets, I guess if there was a popular market for popular songs and there was another market for the songs of the heart, if the world existed where you could follow Bob Marley with popular
Mm.
songs or you could follow Bob Marley with songs from the heart, the songs from the heart mightn't rhyme as well, mightn't be as constructed as well, but would be raw truth and be really raw. And but it doesn't exist like that on earth for musicians. They can't really fully express their heart because they've got to make it rhyme. They've got to make it a good song. They've got to make it a
Wow.
popular song. And you may just want to say the F word in the whole song, uh,
Your
and
hand.
that be really expressing your heart, but it's just not a popular song.
Wow. Matthew, is there any musician who wants to ask Bob Marley a question before we move on? Or
Uh,
anyone?
Madonna asks, she says, uh, you you gave us a gift with the music that you wrote, and I'm quite old. I can remember your music. Was there anything left unsaid?
Mm.
And the truth of the matter is, every day there's something left unsaid.
Mm.
Every every musician, if they're honest, will be able to say that their catalogue didn't have everything that they wanted to say. So yes,
Wow.
there were things left unsaid, and if you want to talk to me directly, you can just talk to me directly and ask me more questions yourself. I feel that this is just like a probing question to hear an initial thing. I'd imagine yourself that you had a good catalogue, but I'd imagine there'd be a lot of things that you'd still want to say. You know, while ever we have breath, we've got something to say, haven't we?
Yes, we've got. Wow. Whenever we have breath, we've got something to say. And we will always have breath, isn't it?
Yeah.
Wow. I'm so surprised that you were not driven by money. So if you were not driven by money, what mattered more to you
Love,
than what?
the love of the people I knew, the love, people in the world would love each other. People in the world would find the truth. People in the world would follow their conscience and follow a peaceful and loving pathway.
Hmm.
My mission was more of a mission
Wow.
statement than an avenue to earn money.
Wow. 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 So that was what you understood about life that made money feel secondary to you?
Well, Jesus said you can serve God or mammon. So serving God is teaching people to love and teaching people how to obey the commandments and how to live a godly life. That's serving God. So if you're serving God, the monetary aspects will be secondary to you. And so I
Hmm.
was just living a typical Christian life. It's a shame that there's Christian artists that run after money. They're not really on mission. They're not really serving God. Yeah, so it is possible to be an artist in this world. It's possible to live in this world and not be consumed by the desire for money.
Wow. How did you stay grounded when the world was elevating you? When you had the
My
faith?
wife did. My wife and my friends kept me grounded.
Wow.
You know, I didn't have yes men around me. I had intellectual, really smart, intelligent people who had really good conversations. And if I ever started to get my head in the clouds, they'd pull me back down with one conversation or with one question. And
Wow.
and yeah, and I feel for people who become stars and all they have around them is yes men, people who can see
Mm.
no wrong in what they do, and that can be very harmful for you. But I had good people around me.
Wow. Even having people around you, did you ever feel alone?
I had my wife and I had good friends, so I never felt as alone or lonely as some people do.
Hmm.
I didn't suffer that. I'm fortunate that I was well connected and happy.
Wow. You faced illness.
Different to Matthew, you know, completely different to Matthew, where he has you and really only has you, and he's carer, and so he finds time of loneliness. I never really swung or had times of loneliness. I was kept company by the people that loved me, and they proved that they loved me, and they were there for me, and
Wow.
they were there in every conversation and every emotion that I had was found in them and exercised by them, and so yeah, so I can appreciate people can get lonely. It just wasn't my experience.
Wow. That's good, isn't it? You know, you face illness at a very early stage of your life. What did that experience awaken in you?
Faith.
Wow.
Yeah.
faint.
Uh, Matthew doesn't know about the illness in the beginning of my life, but uh,
Cancer.
what
You
cancer?
died. Yeah, you died of cancer, which I did read
At
as
the end
part.
of what did ask the question again?
Yeah, I said you faced illness at the very early stage of your life, which you died at the age of 36 or 37. That is really young. What did I experience awaken in you?
A faith, yeah. I when I got sick, I just started looking forward to going to heaven.
You you were not sad. You were
No,
happy.
no, I was happy with who I was, and I'd made my statement, and I'd said what I needed to say.
Wow, I'm shocked to hear that.
Yeah, yeah, it's the opposite of what people would think.
Yeah. Wow. That's interesting.
When when you have got a good relationship with God, you can come
Mm,
to grips with everything comes from God, and you can accept your fate.
wow. But did the suffering, did the illness allow you to see life and purpose in a different way?
The suffering was hard, uh, and I just kept on pressing on and giving back and communicating with the ones that I loved and reassuring them that life was going to be okay without me.
Yeah, because that's what your song is about, isn't it? Life is gonna be all right. And they've really done well. Your children have done well. So they've continued without you. But there's one of your grandson called Stephen or son. It's just like you are the one singing. His voice is so similar to your voice. So it's like you're still here on earth, even without seeing you. Isn't that beautiful?
Yeah, Matthew has no recollection of any of this, so it's hard for him to relate. But it's good that my essence and my spirit is still passing down through the generations.
Yeah, because Matthew don't know about you, isn't it?
Yeah,
He heard about you, but he doesn't know nothing about you. And I didn't know nothing either until the documentary came into my feed yesterday. So I don't know much as well. So it was that documentary that gave me some insight into who you were. Even though growing up I used to hear Bob Marley, Bob Marley, Bob Marley, but didn't know who you are at a personal level. So what is your relationship like with God now in heaven?
me and God are cool.
You're cool.
Yeah,
In
yeah.
what way?
He's like other people have said. He can be quite depressed, and
Hmm.
I relate to the God who's not locked away now and who's out and has been happy. I've spent time with him walking down the beach and
Wow.
alone time, and he's making space for people who truly love him and truly
Hmm.
enjoy him. And I enjoy him. He's a very deep thinker. He speaks on deep subjects, and he likes speaking to people who aren't just going to speak about the subject, but are going to bring solutions. And so he's good to talk to, and I have good relationships with other saints, with other singers, other people in heaven, and they bring me my maturity in God. I sort of glean off them. It's like I pick fruit from their trees and they sustain me more than my own one-to-one fellowship with God.
Wow. Do you continue to create music in heaven?
Yeah, I've got songs in heaven that I release. I do other things in heaven that Matthew hasn't got the awareness of now, that I'm not sharing with him in his mind. But the people of heaven, people of earth, if they want to ask me questions like Madonna, can open up and answer their questions. But
Wow.
I'm fulfilled in what I do in heaven, and it's like God, while it is God personally selected for me to do it, and I'm helping a lot of people. I got a lot of happiness from what I've been chosen to do. I sort of work a little bit with the woman that gave Benny Hinn his anointing. What's Catherine Kuhlman?
Oh,
Catherine
come on.
Kuhlman works with so Matthew didn't have it, but now he's got it. Catherine Kuhlman works with people who committed suicide, and she gives them therapy and transitions them into heaven because they arrive feeling really bad, and it's really hard to adjust to a happy heaven. And
Mm,
so that she works with them until they're ready to experience heaven by themselves. And I sort of do sports with them and take them
wow.
to do leisure activities. And so when they're not in therapy with Catherine, I'm helping them be happy and enjoy themselves. So that's what I do one on one with people. As I take them to fairgrounds and take them to the movies and take them out for lunch and coffee, and I just entertain them to fill in time.
Wow. That's beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah.
You're still helping
There's a
humankind in
lot
one
of
way.
there's a lot of people that suicide on Earth.
Wow. So the
It's a
number
whole
is
lot of
really,
people. It's a whole lot of people like Catherine Kuhlman who give people therapy when they arrive from having suicided. So she's not the only one. There's thousands of them. But
wow.
I work personally with Catherine Kuhlman.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Man, people wouldn't think that you can arrive in heaven and be in pain.
Yeah, a lot of people in spiritual and emotional pain in heaven.
Yeah.
It's just like uh, we explain that when you get to heaven, it's not like arriving at a car wash and going through a car wash and having your car clean. So you don't arrive in heaven with perfect theology and perfect understanding of the Bible and perfect understanding of truth. You don't arrive in heaven fully healed and fully happy and with all your trauma healed and all your problems fixed. You arrive in heaven in just as bad a condition or even worse condition than you were on earth. And it
Wow.
takes time in heaven to acclimatize and get well and get better and grow. And there's people in heaven that can help you do that.
Wow. Or even in worse conditions. That's
Yeah.
surprising, isn't it?
Well, you know, if you arrive in a place that's fully happy and fully enjoyable and all your life has been is depressed, that
Hmm.
place can be worse than earth for you.
Wow. What would you say to someone searching for purpose in life?
You got to find your reason for living, um,
Hmm.
and do your reason for living, and you can go to a Christian prophet to find that out, or you can do a spiritual gifts test. If you're a Christian, sadly, Matthew only has the Christian answer for that. You might not know on earth what a spiritual gifts test is, and you may not recognize that. But Matthew heard a question one time if and some of you this doesn't relate to because you've got 20 million, but if you're just a normal person and you won $20 million in the lottery, in on a lotto, and you didn't have to work for the rest of your life, you had enough money for the rest of your life, what would you choose to do with your spare time? With all the
Wow.
time that you've got for the rest of your life, what would you choose to do? And if you can answer that question, would you choose to do? That's probably what you're meant to do with your life.
Hmm.
Go towards that. Now, there's a group of people, the musicians have probably got that money already, so that doesn't relate to them. But you're probably doing what you choose to do. You're probably living in your purpose if you're making money and you're advancing in the music industry. But if uh, if you're someone else listening on Earth, you work out what you do if you had, and if it's not 20 million, make it 50 million, whatever it is, which is a large amount to you. What would you choose to do with the rest of your life if you never had to work again?
Wow. While you were on that, where did your true fulfillment come from?
Family, children,
Mm.
my wife, my friends. I was
Mm.
just a person who would come into the room and hug everyone. A
Mm.
person who loved to sit down with four or five people and have a dinner and have a discussion. I was a person for heart to heart talks and heart to heart discussions. Many of the lyrics of my songs came out of discussions I'd had with people. There's certain people who were living whilst I was writing music that would recognize one of their lines in one of my songs. And I was very much like Billy Joel used to write about people in his ballads, and the people knew who they were in his songs. And it's
Wow.
similar to some of my songs, people would know that came from that discussion or that came from there. And I really loved people. My true enjoyment was sitting down with people and spending time and loving on people.
Wow. You really love your wife, isn't it? Do
Yeah,
you miss do you miss her in heaven?
yeah, of course I do. Heaven is hard to live with without her.
Your partner?
Yeah,
Oh, wow. She was 35 when she became a widow.
yeah,
So I had 5 years more than her.
yeah,
And she remained unmarried and just focused on your estate, music career, and philanthropic work.
yeah,
That's beautiful, isn't it?
yeah. I uh, I've missed her all these years.
Well, I guess it's close now.
Yeah.
She's 70. She's 79. Oh
People
my God.
think
People,
people think you go to heaven and life is fantastic and
yeah.
life is amazing. But if you got a partner on earth, it can be harder. Uh,
Hmm.
uh, I speak this because I know Ben. Ben's okay and he's happy in heaven, but he's still sad. He still misses you, and you can't take that ache out of your heart. And
No.
yeah, so you sort of wish you had the authority to bring your wife to heaven too.
Wow.
You wish
Very painful. Isn't it?
wish you had the position with God that you could just bring your wife on, but no one can just die at 35 without an illness. So
Wow.
yeah,
Man. Wow. That's so beautiful. You know, and at the beginning, I didn't think we'll be able to continue with this interview because I saw Matthew really struggling at the beginning. Then, as we get onto the conversation, it became more comfortable because what he does is really difficult, isn't it, Bob?
yeah, he's really gifted. I already showed him that would be able to make it through. And he felt a couple of times initially at the beginning that he wasn't going to do it. He wasn't going to quit, and it just got so far into the interview that he'd done enough time that it was okay. But you can close any time now. It wasn't one of the best interviews that Matthew's done, but there was some helpful information in it. Yeah. Um, I just want to say before we close, Madonna, if you feel there's stuff that you haven't said, stuff that you didn't cover in your songs, if you got a statement, if you got something to say, it doesn't matter how many people actually buy the book, but you can put all that it doesn't have to be a memoir. It can be like some of my unsaid thoughts from Madonna
Mm.
or whatever. You can write about anything that's on your heart. You've got enough of a platform that probably a publisher that would publish it. And I really feel called to tell you that, like maybe using Matthew's prophetic gift, that it would be really helpful for the people of the world who really admired you to read that. And I know Matthew knows that you've studied Kabbalah and different faiths, and you've probably got a lot of quotes and a lot of wonderful things to say. So I just encourage that. Matthew hasn't been reading many books lately, but I think he'd read that book if that came out. So I just felt led before we close to say that to you and encourage you. And if there's any popular artists here that have grown on in the years, who's had music for years, a book title, Sting, Things I Didn't Say, Madonna, Things I Didn't Say. And if you could all talk together, get a title that suits, like a brand title, Things I Didn't Say, Things That Are on My Heart or something, and had a whole lot of artists coming out with books with the same title, but Sting, Things I Didn't Say, Madonna, Things I Didn't Say, that would, really helpful. And don't think about book sales or money or how much you're going to make or how successful. Think about touching the individual hearts of people on earth with the things that you say. And Madonna
Wow.
said, thanks very much. That's really a good idea. I've been thinking of a book.
Wow. Does anyone has any question as well or feedback, comment for Bob Marley?
Um, Diana, not your alien, but Diana says that I was really happy with what you had to say today, Bob. I like how you quoted Jesus and said that we can't serve God and mammon, and that's a verse that I know out of the Bible. And I'm really happy that you said that your chief happiness was among family and friends. I really think that many people miss that with
Mm.
pursuing money and pursuing their careers. They miss the most important thing. And even though Matthew was tired and he probably feels that this wasn't one of his best interviews, I found that my feedback was it was very good. It was very heartfelt. It was like a beef stew. It's something that's plain and ordinary, but hearty and and
Mm.
and good to eat and good for your body. So it wasn't a thing that stood out. It wasn't the best, chili con carne or something, but it was a hearty meal. And thank you very much for coming forth and sharing your heart with us today, Bob.
Yeah. Wow. I love that it was an happy meal. And Bob, it's not your fault. Sometimes it just depends on the mood that Matthew is. If Matthew is in an elevated mood, the interview is always so beautiful. But It's really tried more than I thought it will today, because at the beginning I almost stopped it myself because I could see Matthew struggling. But something just said, no, keep your mouth shut, still continue, unless he says otherwise. So I'm very proud of you, Matthew, for
Yeah.
persisting. Even though I don't show it, I'm proud of you, but a lot of time I am.
Yeah. Thank
So,
you.
yeah, wow. Man,
Selena Gomez says, I I really have to concur, have to agree with Diana that what you said about friends and family are really important. It's easy to get run away with success and stardom and fans and
yeah,
popularity and running after the next hit and the next good album and stuff, and
yeah,
not concentrating on your family and friends. And it's a message. I felt, Bob, I felt like I was in church today. I felt that I was listening to a sermon today, and it was good, hearty soup that you served today, and it was good for the soul. And yeah, I'm going to be a regular contributor through here, and I just encourage other people to speak up themselves. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Thank you. Wow. Matthew, today I'm not going to go around the room.
Yeah. I didn't say it. I just wished it.
I knew you wished it, Matthew. So I'm giving you your wish today. It doesn't come often, but once in a while you get your wish. So you can close now if you want to.
Thank you, everyone. Hope you can write feedback. God bless.